Hi, friends. People are trickling in. Is that better? Hi. Um, I bet Adam's here, or possibly forcibly removing the dress clothing from a Mormon. Hi.
What? Excuse me. I think Adam's in Utah on a trip. Let's see.
He is.
So yeah. Okay, let's go, Adam. Homework time. Let's roll it.
Okay, let me just share that real quick. Hi, everybody.
Adam, are you skiing?
No, sir. We're doing some hiking.
Oh,
It was a little snowy
who's your
yesterday.
honey bunny there?
Come here. You say hello? Oh, she's getting shy.
Hi, Ava.
Hey, Ava, Grandpa Mike says hi.
Hi, Ava. Grandpa Mike says hi.
She's waving from
You
under
gotta
the
say hi before you get to be 25.
You guys see the homework?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
All right. So KJJ says that blue is a rough thing, and yet it does not show up to the eye consciousness in the aspect of roughness, or in the aspect of partless particles. So what exactly does appear to the eye consciousness, and why is this claim important for how we think about what perception is actually seeing? And it could be a good distinction here to make. We're talking about Wang She, right? So we could say here, the eye sense power,
Okay.
right? And I think that actually would give you a better.
Hi, Ava. Hi, Ava. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Kind of.
Thank you.
Karen.
Yeah. Did you take Gracie on the trip?
No, sir. We left her back in Colorado. We're
okay.
we're staying at a hotel. So
Yeah,
I
no
know.
dogs allowed.
Oh, but they let your dad come.
yeah, totally. And interesting enough, we were reading about Harry Potter's invisibility cloak, and it looked like she had hers
Oh,
on. So
Kiri has one of those. Okay, who's answering the homework? Anatole, probably.
Something impossible because it has to either be rock or it has to be particle.
Oh.
It's fishy there.
Anatole says there's a fish in the homework or something.
a fish.
Says it's fishy.
Oh, I see. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Well, here we'll just go.
All right.
Interesting enough, Ava said that the only reason she came on the trip was for the donuts and freedom. And I didn't quite know what that meant, but it made me laugh.
That sounds like Nirvana to Uncle Mike.
Exactly. Donuts and freedom. Okay, so what appears directly is just mere blue, right? I think it was Ngopo Tam, right?
Okay.
Or blue is blue. So which is a simple visible quality of blueness without perception, presenting itself as a rough whole, right? Or as a collection of tiny partless particles. So this matters because it separates how something exists, because it may be rough or like a composite thing, right? From how it's presented in experience. So a single undivided look of blue. Yeah, because it has to appear as a singular object. So it sets up the idea that perception doesn't overtly display its underlying structure, like it's one second. I was getting distracted.
I know. At least she's not making faces.
Oh yeah, she will be in just a sec. It's okay.
No, it's all good. The answer is
yeah.
good.
No.
Adam,
okay.
I have a proposal,
Yes, sir.
including for Lindsay. You guys are making a New Year's calendar based on the 12 translators. They're each making one page of the calendar for next year. I think it's coming out at the 10th anniversary of the translators' effort, which is coming up on Chinese New Year's, February 16th. And I wanted to make a suggestion so that you can't publish it possibly on time. Which is what Rosa can tell you kind of thing I do. I read the 12 excerpts from the 12 translators, and Lindsay asked me to look at them, and I looked at them and I said, those are good. And then I stopped thinking about it. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and I said, we need to, each translator, I request that what you put on the calendar, what you put on the day planner, when you put especially Adam, if it's a paragraph like this one,
Yeah.
please put another sentence like, here's how you could use this in your real life.
Yeah.
And continue with that theme from the translators, So
Yeah.
I request, if it's possible for you translators who are submitting the 12 pages to Lindsay, I request that you do what we do in the class, which is you have a 15-minute break at the end and you say, well, here's how you can use this in your real life. So
Yeah.
Adam decided that from his first book, which he taught in Japan with Where's One, he decided that he would choose the most important thing was Chichedok, which his book is the ultimate explanation of Chichedok in history. And so he took that piece out of the book. But I think, Adam, you need to consider normal human beings using the calendar or the day planner.
Yeah.
Give them a sentence or two about how this applies to their real life.
Yeah.
Okay. I request, Lindsay, that you force this out of the translators.
We'll do. Yeah, we'll do.
I know it's going to make everything late, and that's the way I do things. Okay, Adam, question number 2.
Okay. So with respect to sections 535 and 536, what 3 commitments does the opponent try to hold together? And how does KJJ use those commitments to force an unwanted conclusion about substances?
Whoa, sexy question.
That they can be either like atoms or a patch of blue.
Yeah. Yeah. But they can't, right? But also, KJJ is saying that you shouldn't be able to perceive either one, right? Which would mean that if you are seeing something physical, there must be one.
Ignorance?
Well,
Possible
yeah,
to
always. There's always a little ignorance involved.
Is it a misperception then? So
Well, yeah, but
when
we're
you see
specific.
blue, it either has to be atoms or it has to be
Yeah.
groups of atoms.
Yeah. Or what KJJ is going to say is that there has to be a third type that you're proposing.
Yeah, good.
You know?
What's the third time?
Well, it's something non-existent, right?
Okay.
Unless we're talking, yeah.
There's lots of them.
Yeah, totally. So the opponent tries to hold, 1, that rough things can't be substances. 2, partless particles can't appear directly to the ordinary perceptions. And 3, sense consciousness must have an external kind of real thing that they're using as something that they're directly working with. So KJJ says that these don't fit together. Why? Because if neither rough holes nor partless particles can serve as an external object, then you got to be kind of forced into accepting that there's a third kind of external thing, right? Which is something that's neither rough nor partless. So as a substance, which we know
Okay.
can't be the case, right? So that's kind of a logical outflowing of the opponent's assertion.
Cool.
Yeah.
By the way, those of you who were in the meditation this morning, this all boils down to this school is struggling with how is it that things appear to you. And that struggle can never be resolved. And
Right.
and they're struggling and struggling for year after year. You know, how is it that things appear to you? Is it atoms appearing to you, but your eye can't perceive that?
Mhm.
Is it groups of atoms, but groups of atoms are made of? So how can you perceive that?
Yeah.
And they're having trouble explaining how the pen appears to you. And it's that struggle which became the mind only school. Okay. And that's where we're at. Okay. Question 3.
And this one's pretty cool because this is actually the
They're all
closest.
cool.
Oh yeah, they're all definitely cool.
I'm just kidding.
I was happy
Like
with this
you.
last one. Sorry, sorry again. Yeah, no, I was kind of happy with this last one because what I found was a little resolution to the question. I couldn't. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see here together. It kind of ended in a cool place this last class. So in section 540, an opponent argues that if blue, right, is a rough thing, which is made of parts, then the eye should be able to experience it as rough and made of parts. So if the eye only experiences blue, wouldn't that mean that perception is not showing the object correctly? So explain J's reply in 541 and 542 using the cobalt lotus example to show why an object's ability to broadcast an accurate likeness of itself does not require presenting every part or every property of the object. So also we're looking for the term for broadcast an accurate likeness here too.
That was
By the
actually
way-
the name of J's band.
In the top of
That band name.
yeah.
Yeah, Cobalt Lotus.
That's a
perfect.
pretty good name.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best one we've heard so far.
Yeah, now
I
this
thought
was
Gang Joe was pretty good.
Mm.
I found this was Geshe always uses the term sexy. This was super sexy here.
He's blaming
Anybody? Anybody? Anything?
Why can anybody answer, first of all, why was a blue lotus mentioned in this text, Kedubje's text?
Because Kadrubies says that the eye cannot perceive the smell or the taste of the lotus.
Yeah, totally. And how would that apply to let's say an object's microscopic nature, right?
The eye cannot
it's
perceive.
atomic nature.
Yeah, the eye cannot perceive every atom. It just perceives like a rough patch of blue,
Exactly.
even though
Yeah,
the
totally.
atoms are there.
Totally. Yeah. So there are qualities of different objects that are broadcasting themselves to us, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean that the eye, or let's say in the same way that the eye can't pick up a flavor, right, of a blue lotus.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Or
the same way
no.
that the eye can't perceive the kind of atomic nature as well. And I've
There
been looking
are-
for some, sorry again. Yeah.
There are qualities about external objects that the eye cannot detect. For example, the smell of the lotus or things like that. So
Yeah.
why would you think the eye has to detect all the visual clues like atoms?
Yeah.
Then he's like got a problem, because if the eye detects a patch of blue, that patch has to be made from atoms. So if the eye cannot detect atoms, how can it detect a bunch of atoms together?
Yeah.
Then KWJ is like, well, you can't detect smells either with your eye.
Yeah.
So what's the problem? Yeah, okay.
I also want to make another note too, just for sake of the recording, that we should probably keep an eye on the eye consciousness here instead of Wangshe, right? So I used eye
yeah,
consciousness
okay.
instead of the eye sense power here. So
Just because the eye can't detect the smell of a lotus doesn't mean the lotus doesn't have the smell.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
just because the eye can't detect individual atoms of blue doesn't mean they're not there.
that's a very
That's-
beautiful way of putting it. Yeah, very beautiful.
So is the object the eye is seeing blue as blue. Is that a physical thing?
It's the aspect. So this is where we started using Nampa here, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I would say that it is. Yeah.
Oh.
It would have to be.
When Kramer asks a question like that, he always follows up with some problem.
Uh-huh.
So be careful, Adam.
Not too
Yeah.
hard. Yeah. Well, this is
Yeah.
I feel like this is the
Is-
type of thing that Ben and I could spend probably 15, 20
Yeah.
minutes on the phone talking about.
Yeah. I
He's like
guess.
those,
Yeah.
he's like a used car dealer. I don't know. He always comes
That's
up-
right.
Well, this argument's not a lemming, so
Okay.
Is
um,
that Nampa made of atoms?
Oh, here you go.
it would have to be.
Uh-huh.
I think it would have to be. They would be working and I think they would be working in concert together to create that.
Aye. Okay.
It does get sticky though, right?
The
Um,
cobalt
I'll
powder?
cook it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think this is how you start to step into mind only kind of understanding from Sautrantika teachings. I think
Uh-huh.
this is kind of where it starts to go.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, by the way, we're at the second school, and the second school's stumbling to explain how things can appear to you. And that's how the third school picks up and says, no, there's just seeds opening in your foundation consciousness.
Yeah.
There's no atoms appearing to your mind.
Yeah. So Kramer asks a pretty pertinent question to that discussion.
Which is?
Well, for time's sake here, does anybody have the ancient language equivalent for broadcast and accurate likeness? I'll give you the broadcast.
That's good.
Tepa.
Tepa, right?
Yeah.
That's a good one. By the way, if you spend 10 years with 12 intelligent people struggling through these books, the vocabulary will continue to refine itself. And I think that's the first time we used broadcast was 2
It
weeks
was. Yeah.
ago, last class. And
Mhm.
it's great for Tepa. So
Mhm.
sometimes you just, by working on something for 10 years, you suddenly realize you could use a different word.
Right. Anybody? The Jeopardy.
Oscar
thing.
has it in the chat.
Oh, I don't have my chat pulled up. All right,
Oh,
let's see.
He just said
First,
Tepa.
Tepa. Okay. Well,
Oh, we need the
okay.
accurate
Isn't that what you asked? I'm sorry. What did you ask?
For broadcast and accurate likeness, it's
Oh.
okay. Let's just move on.
Nampa
Jitawa
Tawa.
Nampa Tepa.
Kitawe Nampa, cool.
That's a
Yeah.
nice one.
Didn't have it. Not even close.
That's a nice translation. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, student translation. Can you read, Adam?
Yes, sir. Dini simsampe dodepala dungi sheparang dang drawe kena datni tamche ki drawar ke tam chok retsam gi drawar ke.
Okay, good. There's a mistake in the Jawa in the middle of the second line, right? That Jawa without the prenasal, okay? If you say Jawa,
Drawa.
Jawa, that means a
Jawa.
likeness. That means a likeness. Jawa means a net
Enemy. Oh,
catching fish. Okay, so you gotta know these prenasals. Say Jawa,
Drawa.
similar likeness. Say Jawa.
Drawa.
A
Tawa.
net, say Taba,
Java.
a monk.
monk.
Okay, so you better get your jaws straight. All right.
Yeah.
So
Enemy is Drawo.
exactly.
Yeah,
No
good.
previous jaw, or just jaw. And in that case, it's not prenasal. This is prenasal. Totally different words because of the jaw. Okay. And if you don't hear it, you will never be a great translator. Okay. And if you don't say that in your mind when you look at the written page, you will never be a good translator. Okay.
Mhm.
Different words. Nda and dar. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, let's look at the translation. Mine only challenge is sutras, okay. If an object produces a customer to itself, then key. That's a nice translation of that. That's a nice translation of dun, which normally means meaning,
Yeah.
but sometimes can mean the object of a perception. and Adam got it correctly here, which I didn't in my head. Okay, 당리 탐색이 더럽기는 is produced okay, 당리 탐. Yeah, okay. Okay, good. Okay. If the if a perception which matches the object is being instigated, okay, then is it in every way similar to the original image? Does a mirror reflect what you put in front of it exactly? Yeah, except maybe it can't communicate the smell. Is it okay? Something like that, right? Just the visual. Okay. All right, that's good. Let's see what his answer is in 546, Adam.
Coming
you
back
have-
to you again. That was a
Oh, you're back to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Back to Grandpa. This one.
I felt naked without my suit.
By the way,
That would be going too far.
Stanley's project is and working with Aisha is an investigation of the 60,000 manuscripts from the 700 Dunhuang caves in the Gobi Desert. And I just thought you might like to see this.
Wow.
This is a Tibetan manuscript from there, and we translated it, and we put it in the empowerment, which is going to take place this year twice, once for 5 houses, once for the CSP people. And it became part of the empowerment, which is really beautiful. In my, it's really, really beautiful to me. It's a very solid result of the hard work Stanley's been doing. We went to Dunhuang. Anybody has extra time, a wealthy person there offered us a big piece of land. But we decided that we lost enough hair already on the other big piece of land. But if anyone doesn't have anything to do, we could do that. I want to show you another thing. Let me see.
Are there other examples of that? Geshe? That seems exceptionally rare to have text written in what would you call that, portrait rather than landscape on a
Yeah, you're
page?
exactly correct. It seems like in those days, correct me if I'm wrong, Stanley, Chinese was written vertically. Can I say? And I think the people there in the caves were writing, I think there were ethnic Chinese and ethnic Tibetans mixing on the Silk Road there. That's between the two countries, between the two regions. So it was a case where I think the format of the writing was borrowed from probably a Chinese monk was sitting there, a ethnic Chinese monk was sitting in a cave, and an ethnic Tibetan was sitting in the next cave, and they said, that looks nice. And I'll give it a try, something like that. So they went,
Wow.
the writing goes side to side, but it's on a vertical piece of strip of paper. And it fits in the paper, and it's an exquisite sadhana. That one piece of paper is an exquisite sadhana.
Wow.
Which you can't get unless you come to the. Okay, here's another thing I wanted to show you. Where is that thing? That's the wrong guy. What I do wrong? Stop here. Oh. Okay, hang on. That's the wrong. Oh man, it disappeared. Let's look at recent ones.
On the book.
Yeah. There you go. Now I sure. Oh, should I full screen it? Oh, it's doing that again. Okay. Okay, how about like that? Then we go share. Okay, the kids are teaching Grandpa what to do. I thought you guys might like to see that. That was finalized. That was finalized this morning. Okay, and that's the new book by Jetson Randhawa, who was Tsongkhapa's teacher. And so Nagarjuna wrote two famous letters to kings. And this is one of the two. It's called Suharleka, which means a letter to a friend. Sorry. Turn off your. Okay. So anyway, I thought you might like to see it. It was received this
Beautiful.
morning from Australia, where there's a very famous painter, a Westerner, who is an old student of mine, and he has a small retreat center there, and that's the king, Udayabhadra, to whom Nagarjuna wrote the letter, and that is Randawa, who is recognizable from his hat, which is a more Sakya tradition hat, because Tsongkhapa's tradition didn't exist before Tsongkhapa. So this is Tsongkhapa's father in a sense, and he taught Tsongkhapa, especially his emptiness teachings came from Randawa, so it's an extremely good commentary, and it's going to be available soon. And I'd like to thank Ben Christian from Australia he did it in 24 hours. So he probably is in bed right now. Well, it's like 3 a.m. there. So anyway, that's cool. And thanks again to Rosa for all her tireless work. She never stops. And she and her dog they run the college also, which is fine. I mean, I think is this where we are? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Adam, I'm going to go to your book. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here. Okay, here we go. Let's get the people out of the way. Oh, we got to go back up. Sorry. That's where we stopped before, right?
Yes, sir.
The 12th. Okay, so we have a quotation which we covered. We have a nice explanation of it by Geshe Michael if you're interested.
Mhm.
One of my teacher's teacher.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go to a now the mind only is saying, the third school is saying to the second school, we can help straighten this out. This atom or patch of atoms question can be solved if you say the blue is coming from your own mind. Okay. All right. So I think we're at Dumbledore, Adam, am I right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay, so would you like to ask someone to read?
Yeah, I kind of like the system of getting somebody in the room there with you. And
I'll
then
give you the
choose
first person,
victim.
and then we can have them choose the next victim, okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
I don't know. Anatol's looking at me right now. Anatol's been working really hard to edit these books, and as a reward, we will punish you.
Thanks, Anatol.
Okay. Okay. We're up here. You got the sir.
Okay.
Adam, you got the plane, okay?
Yes, sir.
Pangpo
Make a
Tarna.
mistake every once in a while to give me something to do.
Okay. Wangse Rakbe Namden Du Yanke Gupala Temi Rikshe Pa Dakne Ngokpe Shung Yingi
Good.
De Be Wangshe La Rakbe Nampa Nangwar Ndutpa Ngupa Mai Yin No.
Yeah, so Adam, I believe we've had a mind-only comment to the third school comment to the second school,
Yes.
which Gopas them, attempted to block them, attempted to stop them. First, he says what the mind-only school was not saying, and then he says what the mind-only school was saying. So I propose we start at the end of the sentence, which tells you what the mind-only guy was not saying. And that's this one. Anatol starts. The sutras guys in school number 2, they dupa.
Exactly.
They assert that what remember we're talking about, did the atoms appear to your awareness of blue? I power, not consciousness. Sense power, not sense consciousness. What appears, is it atoms or is it patches? Okay. And he says, the sutras guys say that what appears to the Wangxie,
Sense power,
now we're talking sense consciousness.
sense consciousness.
Okay, Wangman number shape up is the Rakben number. It's the, as opposed to Chawa.
Patch.
Yeah, it's the patch. It's the gross patch and not the subtle atoms. Okay. So somebody here says, look, what the second school really believes is patches. They don't accept atoms. Because, of course, the thing is made of atoms, but what's appearing to the awareness of your sense power is patches.
What's
Groups.
broadcast?
Yeah. Yeah. This Nangwa is the same as Tepa. Well, Tepa means directing, broadcasting. Nangwa means just it's looking like that.
Okay.
Okay. So there's, then before that, there's a key, which means somebody disagreed. Okay. That's number school 2 guys say the patch is appearing to you. Okay. But somebody before that said something else, which probably the mind only guys. They said, it's true that the way that they sense awareness, not the sense power, the way that the awareness of what you're seeing as opposed to seeing. Okay. I'm seeing blue. It's the thought I'm seeing blue. Okay. Then in that case, if it were the patch appearing to the eyeball, then the awareness of the eyeball should also see a patch. But the awareness of the eyeball doesn't see patches.
It just sees
Okay.
simple blue.
They see whatever the sense power reports. Hey, we got something down here. That's your eyeball. We got something down here. What do you got? I don't know. It's a blue. It's round. Oh, that's a patch. Okay. So anyway. Okay. So they have made a quotation from an ancient Tengyur text about patch versus atoms. And it said, to the awareness of the blue, to the awareness of the sense power, this should have appeared. And they say, no, that's not correct. It's not the case that the patch should appear to the awareness of what you're seeing. So how could a patch appear to awareness? A patch can appear to the patches at the back of the eye, but the awareness, there should be something else seen by the awareness. Okay, that's all the mind only school was saying. They were not referring to that patches could appear. They were not Gopa. The mind only school was not denying the belief that rough patches could appear to your sense consciousness, or that the second school was saying that. The second school was not saying that patches appear to the consciousness. I believe they were saying patches cannot appear to the eyeball. Okay. Atoms appear to the eyeball. Somebody groups them up into patches, which is probably a mental type of thing, and not an eyeball type of thing. Okay, guys? But the eyeball's not subtle enough to detect atoms. So what's going on? All right. Okay. So they were interpreting this quotation we had here, this big fat quotation here. Okay, which is also referring to a text from Pramanavartika. Okay. All right. Where are we? Here. You want to do one more anecdote?
Gunyen ne
Gyun. Gyun
Gunyen
means grapes.
Gyun
Gyun means flow.
Gunyen na se suman rupe kapar pala ne che kang tu yang jut sin la dir yang jut par jate.
Nice. Nice. Good. This is a little strange, but it's easily understood. I promise. Zay means, is it real stuff out there? Okay, it's just substantial. Is it real stuff out there? What? The blue. Is blue some kind of stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
What is real stuff? What's the real stuff? What's the real content of reality, outer reality?
Yeah.
And they say physically it has to be atoms. Physically, when you break the atom, you lose reality. That's an old Abhidharma idea. Okay, when you get down to the smallest piece of reality, that's an atom. Okay, and that's what we call Zay. Zay means that's real stuff. That's real stuff. Okay, then that means if you have collections of atoms, that's no longer real stuff. When you get down to the atom, you hit real stuff. When you put atoms together, you get impressions. Okay, so, when we talk about did you see blue, the question is, did you see real stuff or did you see an impression of a patch? Okay, and once you say it's a patch, you cannot say it's real anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, and scientists would say the same thing. When you get down to the atom, indivisible, that's reality. And the second school is very much on that idea. When you get down to ultimate reality, this is their emptiness, by the way. This is their ultimate reality.
Yeah.
Atoms.
Yeah.
That's shared by another deficient and backward school called science.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harvard.
Then there's an interesting question. If I see the blue over 2 seconds in time, if I see the blue over 2 seconds in time, and I see the blue, is it base reality anymore? Is it fundamental reality anymore? I'm not talking a single atom observed in one moment of time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the flow of blue observed over 2 different seconds in time. Is that still fundamental? Or is it a collection of parts? We'd say a collection of parts. It's a collection of time rather than space. Okay. Therefore, since it's a collection, it's no longer fundamental. It's no longer base reality. It's a composite, which is a concept. Because you can't see the moment before's atom and see the next moment's atom at the same time. It's not possible. Once you get to a flow of 2 perceptions of atoms, half of them have to be impressions in the mind because they're not there anymore. Okay, got it? Okay, therefore, blue as it exists over 2 seconds in time is not real in the second school. Okay, got it? Because half of it's gone already. Okay, all right. It makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Neje Kodian Sinla. We talked about this problem above. We don't, normally when a writer in ancient times says, we spoke about this problem earlier, they'll say, so we don't have to talk about it here. J says, dear Yangje, we talked about that before, but I think with you guys, we better do it again. Okay, Yangje means I think we better go over that again, which is we're like, thank you, Katie, today. Okay. Now, Adam, if you agree, or if you'd rather pick someone online, I can ask Anatole to pick someone in the class.
Let's go with another couple people there in the room with you.
All right, thank you.
Kachin?
Gotcha.
Yeah, we did. We spent a lot of time going over Continua.
Yeah, by the way, now we're talking flow. The flow of the blue from 801 to 802. Okay, and Kadin's going to read it. There you go. You got the plane, you got the cursor here. And Adam, you're checking, Kadin.
Yes, sir.
She took a deep breath. I don't know if it was a flow or a single ping.
Great pronunciation.
Tra Chok Chen.
Yep. Okay.
Kyo,
O Kyo Tsa
ze,
Ze Suma Rupar Tal
Drupartal, yeah.
Cho Chun
Gyun.
Gyun Yin Pacher.
Yin
Yin Pacher.
Sure.
Yin
Yeah.
Pacher.
Okay, good. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, you're not done. The short ones you do twice. By the way, Abhidharma has a special idea about atoms of sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
They're-
by accident that they have chosen sound here from the 5 sense objects.
Isn't it too
It's a
ephemeral?
debate whether sound can even exist in discrete seconds. There's an argument that sound has to exist as a flow. Okay, that's an old Abhidharma thing. Of all the sense objects, sound in particular should be extenuated. Okay, so Dachi Chen, let's take sound. No, it doesn't exist as a, say, substantial. It is not substantial. Meaning part of it is theoretical, right? Because it's a gyun. And gyun and gyu are similar. Gyu means tantra. Gyun is very similar, a flow. Something that exists as a flow has to be a composite of two things. You know, if it only lasts for 2 milliseconds, it's still a conglomerate of two things. Once you got a conglomerate of two things, you are no longer at base reality. Base reality is a single atom. So once you start talking about an entity which has to exist over time, in the second school, it's not base reality. It's not ultimate reality. Okay? Gin, because he's a flow, he cannot be base reality. Okay? And as we mentioned before, because one of the two parts of the flow is no longer there. You're just remembering it, or you have an idea of it. It's not there in reality. Reality means atom in the present moment.
Mhm.
And that's the only base reality. Reality is made from that. Scientists would say the same thing. Well, yeah, you can say unchanging. I don't. Anatole wants to say unchanging. I don't know about that. Okay, we're gonna have one more cut-in sentence here. You got the plane.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Take your time. Now, when you're not sure to say der Tao or say der Tao, you cheated and you go in the middle. That's what my students
Tao.
do.
That's all.
The top.
By the way, the last one was der Tao.
It is too.
And if you're following up, if you're the speaker, which way do you think it's going?
The top.
Yeah, good. Nice. Like you're having an argument and things get higher and higher. That's how.
The top. Kachik Duma. Kachik Duma. Cha. She. Su. Then. Then.
Yeah, by the way, den means meditation cushion. Den means it possesses. Okay. All right.
Then pay gok
Ngopo.
ngoko in
Oh, no. Here's the
picture.
trick. Hold your tongue. Nah. Close it here. Nah. Don't try to use your tongue. No. Nah. Ngopo. Okay, it comes from here. Ngopo. Yeah, tell your tongue to shut up. Tell it to stay down in your next to your bottom teeth and say nah. Ngopo. Yeah.
In picture.
Yeah, man, nice. Okay, good. Can't shake you guys. Oh, by the way, this cannot be a substantial thing or base reality. Sound cannot be base reality because let's go backwards. It is a ngopo. It's a functional thing
Does
which
stuff.
consists of many instance of time as its parts, chashisu,
Mhm.
chashisu. Okay. If it has parts in different time zones, it's not real anymore. You know, how many people can sit in two time zones at the same time? You know, real people. And they say not possible. Okay. And it once it's in two different time zones, it's not in this school, it's not ultimate reality anymore. It's a construct in your mind. Okay. Things over time are a construct in your mind. Okay, Kadin is offering Adam
Yes.
to choose the next victim
Thank you,
wisely.
Karen. Thank you.
Alex,
Okay. Who?
you.
You no. This is one of those cases where someone's trying to look innocent and say, "Oh, you mean me?" Oh, if you can't do no. Если не умеет, no, you can choose another person. But you choose, Alex, you choose. Vibur.
Patch Adam.
That's the ancient question. There he is. Hey, Juan, come on, quick. We were wasting time. We got a handsome guy from Guadalajara.
It's one.
Yes.
Adam,
Hey,
A1.
Good to see you.
Adam, you can have that rare chance to say, I know where Juan is. Okay, you're going to do a few sentences. Just get ready.
Okay.
Okay, go. You
Mat-
got the cursor. Adam, you're driving the plane.
Yes, sir.
Matrupna drake chikma chikle mepar du guso.
Try the mid
Yeah.
part. Duh.
Mepar du.
Yeah. Do you agree that sound as a base reality, as real, cannot be a combination over two moments of time? You agree? Yeah, you have to agree because the one that's past is gone already.
Mhm.
Okay, so in theory, a flow of sound is not what we call a base reality. It includes parts which are no longer there. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you agree to that idea, then da
Sound.
you let's go backwards.
Okay.
You gupa, you must
Okay.
dupa,
To one.
you must agree
Okay. To agree.
that sound is something which cannot mepa,
Cannot be.
cannot exist
Okay.
in any other form than LAS, THAN, than kechigmachik,
Single instant.
a single millisecond. Okay. If you say sound considered over time is partly unreal, then what's real sound? Then you guys, I think you must be saying that real sound can only be something that exists for a millisecond. Okay? By the way, we're going to get in trouble with that also. Why? Nagarjuna. Where's the beginning of the millisecond? Where's the end of the millisecond? Do they overlap? But we're not going there today. Okay. All right. Juan's begging me, Adam, to read another sentence.
Yeah,
One
so
more.
just
Okay.
like grammatically or language wise, this is de ge as opposed to tell, right? But you could have de ge have like a very similar function to tell, right? Then you would
Kind
have
of.
to say.
Kind of, yeah. Similar, very similar. This is kind of more solid, you know. Given what you just said, you would have to take the position that sound never lasts more than a millisecond.
But then he
Real.
like and puts a period there, so it's almost like
Sound
he's just saying, and I'm not even
Yeah.
going to bother proving it further, but you could
Yeah,
end a
that's-
thought
that's-
that way.
That's true too. What Ben's pointing out is we have a ending particle here, so, which means that guy considers the argument over. You know, look, it can't. According to you, then, if sound over time is partly unreal, then real sound can only be in 1 second. Now, here's our response to that. And Mr. Juan's going to read again because we know where it's Juan.
Okay. Ona Drala gyun mepar shepa jitar yin shena.
Yeah. Onam is wonam is well, what about don't they, and now we go to those Abhidharma guys. Don't they say something about sound not being a gyun?
Stream.
Never being there in a stream. You know, don't you? I remember something about sound can't be a stream. Okay.
Shepa,
Yeah.
that's what they say.
Oh, nothing more than a stream. Can only exist as a stream. Yeah. No one can hear a millisecond of sound any more than you could see an atom. Same idea. Okay. Now, Adam, Juan was begging me for something bigger to read. So I think we should allow him to. But you got to be nice to Juan because he can always say something bad about you on the news.
It's true.
So,
Yellow jacket.
by the way, we have 10 more minutes, and then Adam's going to lead a discussion about how on the earth can you use this in your real life, which
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to not participating in. Okay, here goes Juan. You got the plane.
Okay.
Adam, you got the plane.
Danny.
Give him some criticism. He needs it.
Okay. Danny. Rick Dry. No.
Try ring
Dry.
We say ring die.
Ring dry.
Very
Not
heavy
dry.
prenasal.
Dry.
Ring die.
Okay. Ring dry gyun mepar shepa yinki. Detar mimpar ke chikdu macha she su dempei. Dempei or dempai?
Dembe.
Dempei. But this no. Well, anyways.
No, it's just an A.
Okay. Dempei. Yes.
Yep.
Gyun jang mayingna.
Good.
Dra chochen. Kyo du tungwei tartuk pa yin partal. Kyo
Yimbatal.
jimbatal.
Take
Consider
some courage with these towels, okay? Go up or down. You got a 50% chance.
Dra chochen. Kyo du tungwar. Kyo du tungwei tartuk pa yin partal.
Yeah.
Kyo du che kanchik. Kyo gyun
By the way,
mayim.
it's always dramatic. Kangshik is always dramatic.
Okay.
Dude, che. Kangshik.
You did check. Okay. Kanchik.
It means A, it's this, and B, it's this. Kangshik means, you know,
Mhm.
okay. You got to be dramatic with your kangshik.
Kanchik.
Kangshik.
Kyo gyun mayim pecher.
Nice reading. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
your reading is quite good. But you have to tell me the meaning. By the way, there's a rule. If a student does something right, make them keep going until they make a mistake. Okay. As Ringde Gin Mepa Shepa Yinki. What this is saying is that there's no such flow of
Sound.
similar pieces
Mhm.
of
Sound.
pieces that are of the same type. Sound followed by sound followed by sound. There's no such thing as discrete moments of sound over time because the earlier ones are gone. Okay, so the idea of a composite of present moments of sound preceded by past moments of sound that are already gone into non-existence is a weird idea. You know, can you have a river where the upstream is there, but the downstream is gone? Can you call that the Mississippi River?
Mhm.
You know, that's the question, you know. Okay, so Mepa Shepa Yinki. Data Mayimbar, if it's not the case that you're connecting pieces of over time, then it cannot be again a flow
yeah.
of many
Particles.
kechigmas, many moments in
Instances.
time.
Yeah.
It cannot have those many moments as its component pieces. Charshe means component pieces. Okay. Then he says, if that's the case, and he goes straight into a debate. Then in that case, if you say, by the way, if you say it cannot be a flow of moments because the earlier moments are no longer there, then let's go back to a debate.
Consider.
Let's consider sound. Then it must be something that only exists in Du Tung Tartuk. Tartuk means ultimate. Tung Tung means short time.
Small, ultimate
Short time.
pieces of time.
Yeah, it must. Let's consider sound. If you don't like the flow idea, then it must be something that can only exist in reality in milliseconds. In the same way that the blue can only exist as an atom of blue and not as a patch. You can say I saw a patch, but part of the patch you saw was not there anymore. Okay. Okay. Kid Duce Kashik. Number one, it's a produced thing. It was produced by causes,
Mhm.
and it's not a flow. Why did he bring that up now? Why did he talking about produced by causes now? Why did he suddenly throw that in? And it's the ancient Nagarjuna problem of the tree and the seed.
Because the
Yeah.
seed's gone by the time the tree's there.
Yeah, by the time the tree shows up, the seed is gone. If the seed's still there, the tree ain't come out yet. There's no such thing as a tree and a seed together. They cannot exist in a single moment.
Yeah.
Your sound sounds like that to me. Your idea of sound sounds like that to me. It cannot be a flow. Either it's seed time or it's tree time, but it can't be tree time. Okay, okay, because there's no time for both. Got it? Can't get my image. You keep telling me it's not a flow anymore. So, how can it be a duche? Duche means gyu dan kien du ne chepe che. Say gyu
Good.
dan kien du ne chepe che. Definition of duche. It is a thing produced by its causes and conditions. Okay, is sound produced by its causes and conditions?
Mhm.
You
Yeah, I
cannot
hope so.
say that because it's not a flow.
Mhm.
It cannot exist as a flow. So you can't tell me that you define sound by being created by hitting the table or something. Because by the time the sound comes out, the hitting of the table stopped already. Okay, sound cannot be what you hear when I hit my hand on the table, because hitting the hand on the table was gone by the time the sound came out. That cannot be part of the sound.
Mhm.
Okay, got it? No
Mhm.
problem. All of this is leading, by the way, this is human nature to believe that things are made of pieces, and it's mistaken. Even that's so fundamental a thing. The garden is like, you can't even explain to me why weeds grow in your garden. You know, forget this philosophy. Okay. Someone who pulls weeds a lot can appreciate it. Okay, we got any time left?
4 minutes.
Juan's begging to do one more, Adam. I'm sorry. It's just uncontrollable.
By all means, Juan, please.
Okay.
Wait.
You need time for your new show prep?
I think we're all set.
We'll do one.
That's
Okay,
okay.
all right. You got the
Yeah.
cursor.
Okay.
Do it not.
Döna, if you agree, yes. Que surton ki ngung sum ki tokpa misi partel lo.
Now, Grandpa hasn't offered $100 in a couple of classes. I don't know what's getting into him. I'm going to offer Juan right now, right here, $100 if he can tell me what is surton.
Surton is a person who see things coming at them
$100
instead of to them.
Haggerty's got them made. Woo-hoo! You're taking me out to lunch, right? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, surton. Ngunsum means direct perception.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mm. Whoa.
Misipa means impossible.
Uh-huh.
It's impossible for a
Yes.
non-Arya
Mhm.
to see these things directly.
Mhm.
Okay. Meaning, see what? The flow, I guess, or the pieces of the flow.
Mhm.
No one but an Arya could perceive sound in a single millisecond. Okay, no normal person. And by the way, I'm not sure that's correct, but anyway, we'll say okay. He wants to do one more, Adam. Sorry, he's got 2 minutes.
Okay.
It's cursor.
Okay.
Adam, you got the plane. I'm relaxing with my
Yes, sir.
hot bread.
Yes, sir.
Dena. Yes. Dena,
Yeah.
Kechik Duma, Chashe, Su Dempe Dula, Gyunche Chala.
Yep.
Dulce. That's candy in Spanish. Dulce, Dumache, Shesu.
Dulce means sweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also candy.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
good.
it's- in Mexico. Dulce, Dumache,
We
Shesu,
say
Dempe,
dulce de leche in Argentina.
Ooh.
Kong Bula,
Yeah.
Kong Bula, Rakpa, Sheshao.
Okay. Now he's defining what's a gyun
Mhm.
and what's a rakpa. Gyun means
What's
a flow.
stream? Okay, a flow.
Rakpa means rock. So in this sentence, he's defining two ideas: what is flow, and what is rock. These are useful to understand what the hell's going on in this paragraph. You should have done this before, K2J. What's the definition of a flow, and what's the definition of rough? Like patch. What's the definition of patch? Okay, here's the definition of flow. Go backwards. Keiji duma chashi dembedu. A time
Uh-huh.
which is possessed
Mhm.
of many chashes.
Parts, components.
Parts, yeah. Something, time, which is possessed of many pieces of instance in it, has pieces. Time that has pieces called instance. That's what we call
Mhm.
a flow.
Mhm.
A flow means anything that exists in time and has more than one piece.
Mhm.
That's all.
Mhm.
Over time. Okay,
Mhm.
that's a flow.
Over time, yeah.
Yeah. Now, can you tell us what you mean by patch? That's dulce. Dulce means substantial atom,
Mhm.
particle.
Mhm.
Duma,
Without
many. Duma. Chashe means parts.
many parts.
Kongbu means a clump.
Mhm.
Kongbu means a clump. And it's a cute word here. It means like a clump of sugar or a clump of poop or something. Okay. But here it's a gongbu of duals, of atoms, clump of atoms. Okay. And that's what we mean when we say patch. When we say rough, or when we say gross, or when we say patch, we're talking about the collection of many small pieces into a bunch, a clump. Okay, got it? We got the definition of a clump.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
the practical
Me and
discussion.
Juan are retiring. You're gonna lead a discussion.
Yeah, no.
Stop. What's the date today?
24th.
Saturday, 24th. Yes.
Before you go, again,
Yeah.
one question.
Yeah.
But before I go into the discussion, because my mind is kind of leading with this, but I need to clarify with you first. Could we consider subtle impermanence to be a quality that is broadcast by all objects, at least physical objects?
Yeah, except for physical for sure. Yeah, I
Right.
agree.
Okay.
Good.
Mental.
Yeah.
Mendel's another question.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay, Juan,
Okay.
you got the plane, or Adam's got the plane.
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yeah, so we just kind of got it right from Geshe Michael's mouth, right? When we're looking at our laptops right now or our computers, in the same way that it's broadcasting its color, right, or its shape, it's also broadcasting a more subtle quality, which is the fact that it's subtly impermanent, right? So if we take that and we start to understand that what's separating us from seeing emptiness directly is understanding how objects correctly exist. We also have to admit that these sense powers cannot lie. What they are perceiving is correct. They're not misinterpreting that. So all the data that's being broadcast is being correctly broadcast. You're picking up on it correctly. The senses and the objects themselves don't lie. But when the sense consciousnesses get involved, that's when we start to have some disconnect. So when we look at an object in front of us, it appears to be static, right? It appears to be unchanging. yeah, in many regards. But there's a subtle quality that's being broadcast in the same way that the Blue Lotus's smell is not being directly picked up on by the eye. I would say all the sense consciousnesses are unable to directly pick up on the quality of being subtle and permanent. And if that's one of the crucial things that we all have to realize on our journey to the path of seeing, that seems to me a pretty darn good place where we could start as far as practically kind of applying these things on a day-to-day basis. Because I think then you could essentially, your every sense perception could become an object of meditation, and you don't necessarily have to have your senses withdrawn. Perception itself could become a meditation object. But, I don't know how practical that is. It's more so just where my mind went. Does that make, I mean, sometimes I can be a little confusing. I hope I didn't confuse everybody there. Did it make sense? Maybe I could ask for somebody else, offer something. It's Anatole.
Okay. Hey, Adam.
Hey, man.
When you said that this good,
Yeah.
you said that this, yeah.
I heard. Yeah.
When you said that the senses can't lie, that seemed really confusing because, like, what if your eyes are bad or something? Then the sense power is not really telling you what the object is seeing, or if you have wax in your ears like me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe the quality's degraded, but the information's there. It's just there's kind of a bit loss, right? So in the same way that a signal, right, and signal like information kind of theory, I think maybe there's just kind of a bitwise loss a little bit. The object can't lie, and if your eyes are functioning, let's say even at half their capability, I think there's no kind of what would it be like a cognitive involvement there. There's no way to really distort it. Maybe you're not picking up on the true kind of like. I mean, it's a good question. It's definitely a good question. I'd still, the only reason I can be so certain in saying that is that, from the perspective of the second school, we have to say that any object that's taken as a direct object is actually seen in its correct way. The senses do pick up on it correctly. But it's whenever, like Geshe Michael was holding up the phone, right, at one point during the class, and he was like, hey man, we got something going on down here. It's like the sense powers are talking to the sense consciousness, and there seems to be something that kind of is lost in translation between the two, especially when you start to kind of interpret what the senses are conveying, right? So I think that's kind of where it breaks down.
I think we're trying to find out, right? Where does the lie start?
Yeah,
Like in our everyday life, like where am I making a mistake from the very beginning? And it seems like
yeah.
when the thing arrives to my eye, I'm already possibly making a mistake because I'm thinking that I'm looking at something real, whereas I'm just looking at my own eyeball. Like Geshe said, he had a surgery.
No, totally.
And he was looking at his lens or something.
Yeah. But you use the word think, right? Like when you think, when you say the word think, that's
Okay.
that's when the Shepa gets involved, right? Which is very interesting because at some point during the conversation today, we were talking about how Abhidharma, right? Their view of ultimate reality is what is irreducible. So if something is atomic, right? When you think about a partless particle or just an atom itself, that exists ultimately. And at some point earlier in this text, we went through how anytime you take one thing and another thing and you group it together, that instantly becomes something that is done in the conceptual realm. So anytime you bring concepts, anytime you bring reasoning, anytime you bring grouping, right? That's automatically the mind grouping something together, which is the same way when I'm looking at my laptop, I'm grouping in all these kind of different time zones, was I think the term that Geshe used today, right? So we're kind of grouping all these time zones together into a single object. However, that's not how the item actually exists,
But
and we kind of know
but
it.
Adam,
Yeah.
don't we say that the eye sense power sees colors and shapes? How can you have a shape?
Yeah, well, totally. Yeah, because it's also a combination of many different. Yeah, totally. That's kind of the point. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's there seems to be some contradiction there, which is why I was kind of happy that we got to the last section that we did in the end of our class, because it kind of gave me some sense of resolution. It's been building for like a few years now. Um, yeah.
Hey,
Um,
Adam,
yes, sir.
it's a school of thought here in Rimrock that said you could change your name to Adam on God.
Yeah, I hear it every time you guys say Adam. Oh, look at that. I'm on the screen again. It was and like a scene out of Inception there for a second. Um, yeah, it's all super interesting. So uh I think that's kind of where it was it's really it really if you take everything that we've kind of said over the past 5 minutes, let's say, and you look at a TV screen, right? You recognize that there are all these different parts, all these different colors, all these different shapes, all these moments of time, right? Um, and your mind is grouping them all together. Which, if you think about that, that's a proof for the fact that it's a mental image of some way, right? That your mind is kind of gluing them all together. That there's no way that that thing could exist independent of your own kind of uh, concept, your own overlays, right? Your own projections. Um, but it's a very interesting kind of point you're making about, what if I've got like 20%, like I've got a cataract or something, and does that somehow distort, the image itself? I would say that that distortion is more from the subject side and not the object side, right? The
I'm
the
not sure.
object the object's going to
Oh, the
broadcast
object, yeah.
itself. Yeah, the
Object's
object's going to
fine.
broadcast itself in a perfectly clear way, right? And so whether or not you can kind of pick up on that in the way that it's broadcasting is, um, you know, that's kind of the. But it seems like there's so many different points at which the object and our understanding of it in a correct way could get muddled, right? Along that line. It
But
seems
then
like
if you go
there's
to the ear, if you go to the ear and I mean sounds, how
yeah.
could you be getting it correctly if the sound didn't have any time to do anything?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, man. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Yeah. I listen to a lot of music. I know Anatole likes music. I know everybody likes music. Sometimes I get into these things when I'm listening to music. Um, yeah, because I find that, music's a very desirable kind of sense object to me. It hits me in a certain place. So I really like listening to music, and I find that it's an easy meditation object to step into. Yeah. Yeah. It's very beautiful subject. I mean, so when I think about practical applications, you know, I always want to take it back to the kitchen, and obviously, I think there's a point at which in one of the foundation courses, it's pointed out that I think it's in 13 where we talk about the red-faced boss, right? And how it's just like this kind of collection of shapes and the redness of the face, right? And you're somehow like interpreting all these signals as being like an angry boss. And then you ascribe that secondary quality, which is like self-existent, right? So the self-existent, unchanging kind of like um boss. Anyways, I where my mind immediately went was there are other qualities that the objects are broadcasting apart from just its color, its shape, its smell, its taste. And I think the most fundamental one of those things is obviously going to be its lack of a self-existent nature, right? And then secondarily, it's subtle impermanence. So these are two giant qualities that your eyes aren't picking up on, but those objects definitely possess. I mean, and if you can grasp that, we tend to say that that's how you step into seeing emptiness correctly. You know? So in the same way that objects are broadcasting their color and their shape, they're also broadcasting the fact that they don't exist from their own side. And they're also broadcasting the fact that they exist in a subtly impermanent way. Yeah. So it kind of struck me, and like that's just where I settled for, like, I couldn't get it out of my head, you know. But maybe I'm talking too much. Can I hear somebody else? Thank you, Anatol. Thank
We
you.
will
Anatol.
switch to Juan in about 1 minute, okay?
Yeah.
So if objects are broadcasting, like what's an object other than an atom or an instant in time? There is no real object other than those two things. There's no top. There's no patch of blue. There's
it should be devoid of quality, right? Especially from the perspective of the higher schools, let's say.
no, I'm talking sutras. If they say the ultimate thing, if anything has more than one moment in time or more than two things
It's not ultimate.
together, then it's conceptual.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah. But we also have to point out the fact that it's contraposed. It's in diametrical opposition to the way that the higher middle way school says that it is the gotcha. So what the second school accepts as being real and ultimate is, you know, almost the equivalent. Like, yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I have to be careful there. But
thanks, Adam.
No, dude, really appreciate it. Another fun class.
Yay.
Thanks, Adam.
Totally. Love you guys.
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks for a good day.
Good to see you.
You too, man. You too, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to talk soon about the possibilities of new schedules. I'll reach out to you.
Yeah. The 5 o'clock schedule, I think, is getting run out a little bit.
Okay.
5 a.m.
Yeah. Thank you, Adam. Happy New Year, and hope you have a great time. And hope to see you soon here, because I know many people, especially the translators, are planning to come very soon. And if you stay tuned, you'll know in a few more minutes. Yes? They're all coming. That's great. And soon we'll talk more about it. So for those of you who may not have the time to stay for the news, because I'm seeing those numbers dropping out, that's very sad. What's going on? Let Marina, quickly before they leave, let them see the Telegram chat group where they can find these posters and news. Because if you just want to hear the news but you don't want to hear me speaking, you can go to the Telegram chat group. Marina, can you hear Pichiquino? Yes, just log in and go have breakfast. But then at least you will be able to see the posters and the news if you want to get to know. And then if you say, okay, I want to hear Juan speaking, I'm gonna watch the recording. You can find it in YouTube and Instagram. We mostly use it when there is like a trip or a special event, and then you can see kind of behind the cameras and stuff. Okay, now let's go to the news. Geshe was speaking about the project, the Dunhuang Cave project, that is very associated with the Innovation Retreat project. And part of that project is to keep preserving ancient wisdom that at the end of the day, that's what fits with content, these translation classes. And when we had our celebration of New Year in Guadalajara and Casa Tartug, it was very amazing. Thank you, Aldo. Thank you, Alex Rivas. And thank you, Casa Tartug, for letting us host there. They're doing an amazing job, by the way. We collected a lot of videos, and today we want to share with you the Innovation Retreat video that they sent in order to celebrate a successful 2025 year. So Marina, if you could kindly help us with the first video of today.
We are not alone.
创新闭关是一门体验型的艺术，它需要知识，需要经典，需要老师的引导， 另外一半也需要学生自己的体验与创作，尤其是带着好奇心去探索。
How to spend quiet time, how to learn new ideas. This is the real treasure at Dunhuang. It's a maximum concentration. Think about the concentration here.
思考死亡无常的时候，也会去思考暇满难得，珍惜这一个难得的机会，做有意义的事情。
让人们看见智慧的美，让人们看见智慧的力量，自然而然它就会成为你工作和生活当中的一部分。
So thank you, Innovation Retreats. Thank you, Stanley Chen. Thank you, Geshe, for all this hard work and for preserving this ancient wisdom that at the end of the day is what brings us here together, I think. So if we want to be hanging out and being together, remember that the timing has changed. And now we meet here Saturdays at 11 a.m. from until 12:30 soon. And then on Mondays, we keep the same schedule, but very often we add a cataloging session with Geshe Michael Roach that it just starts at 6:30, right? Oh no, yeah, 6:45, because now we have an extra 15-minute break. So now everything goes until 7:45. All right, and now, what we're going to do with these amazing new changes and celebrations is that Diamond Cutter Classics is celebrating 10-year anniversary along with the Chinese New Year. And we have Lindsay here. She's the main producer. I don't know if you want to say something about it or not. But you can come and quickly invite people in. What's going to be like? What kind of dinner? How much is the ticket?
Yes, please come celebrate with us. It's completely free. We will have online and in person at Dragon's Head. It's going to be really special. We'll have Geshe giving a short teaching. And actually all the translators are going to be gathering all in the same room in Rimrock. And it's been years, I think, since everyone's all been together. So there'll be games and sharing stories and a lot of things. We'll also have special new things available for purchase, like the red book boxes that you maybe have been seeing around, and then the special calendar that Geshe was talking about as well. So really excited, and stay tuned for more information.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that all friends, translators are going to come. I don't know if Nick and Ben have shaken hands in 10 years or something. I don't know, really. I hope they have, but we'll for sure film that story.
We won't shake hands. That's unsanitary.
It's kind of gross.
Too much.
Okay. Well, at least a picture together. I hope.
We both have children. That's a good way to spread disease.
Okay. Hope to see you here. But before that happens, just a reminder that upcoming events are coming up. Bill and Ina are having their events very, very soon in Chicago. For that today, they're going to be here just to tell us a little bit of what they've been doing and what they are planning to do. So if Marina kindly could help us to spotlight Bill and Ina somewhere there. Dun, dun, dun. Yay, there they are. Let me see. I can do.
Всем привет.
Bean?
No,
English, too late.
How's going?
Doing
Happy
great.
New Year.
Actually, Bill plans to teach meditation online later on, so we will let you know separately. But today we wanted to talk about something else. We have just, I don't know if you received the slides, the new slides?
Yes. We have the PPT and yes, it's coming.
Okay, so we have done a very cool project that is called Financial Freedom Club. I know you are all very spiritual people here, and maybe not everybody is interested in money, but kind of we need resources, right? The very first perfection is generosity. So we have started this project 4 years ago. On the 13th of January, there was the first attempt. Just we wanted to test the seed system. Does it really work with financial goals, right? We had that time about 400 people. I think by today we had more than 1,000 participants overall. Right?
Yeah, and the idea is to help people figure out how to plant the seeds for financial freedom. It always, frankly, it always bothered me. Well, people like, well, if you understand cause and effect, why aren't you a millionaire? I'm like, well, yeah, that's a good question.
And
why am I not a millionaire?
Yeah, and we called it laboratory because we didn't know what we will get, to be completely honest, because many of us practice generosity and not everybody gets results, right? So first we wanted to help ourselves, of course, and people connected already to the worldview to succeed. And then actually we had some interesting stories. Will not go into details. Some of them are amazing. Some of them are shocking amazing.
Some of people, we've seen people with the range of success through this project that we help them with. And some of the results have been literally like miracle level.
And then I am coming from medical background and clinical trials background. And I was like, yeah, we kind of have to explain successes and failures. And we launched several times the program. Every time we were refining, trying to see why people do not get results, what we can do better. That's my PhD, by the way. If people asking, am I really PhD? That's it. That's the cover. So because in my pediatric career, I was learning about stages of consciousness. So I was thinking, oh, it kind of looks like it can be helpful for people to understand, right?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. People, you say, okay, well, be generous. Okay, yeah, I get it philosophically, but like, how do I get there? Like, what's keeping me from being generous other than just the knowledge that I need to be generous to make money?
And what if I do self-sabotage, like I kind of generous once a week, and what about the other times? Finances are a result of so many small choices, not only generosity once a week. So this is, if you want, you can take a screenshot if you are interested what some people say. Some people, they could follow the program, some people couldn't. So we enhanced with the stories. Bill is a master of tracing historical figures, their karmic correlations, right? Like Lincoln and presidents, etc. Then we added so many stuff to keep people interested and involved. I don't know, probably we have our students online. If you are here, please put a plus. And so we think that it's a great program for new and for old students. We didn't expect to bring new people with this program, but it looks like it's a good funnel for new people who do not know about worldview. So this is the waiting list if somebody is interested, and we look for partners now because we think that it can be helpful in other countries, in other languages, because so far we have only 3 languages we run in. So that's what we do. That's the cool project we're running.
It's been a fun project. I've really, really enjoyed doing it. We go through, basic worldview ideas and then help refine that so that people can get the results. And then we're going to start trying to apply some of Ina's clinical trial skills to see, like why, to pinpoint, we have anecdotal evidence now. Okay, people who spend more than an hour a day are successful. People who are passionate are successful. People who,
we know that people, Geshe Michael is 100% right. People do not coffee meditate.
Yeah. And so we have a lot of anecdotal evidence about why some people have been successful and had big results, and why other people have had more modest results. And so we're actually hoping to kind of do a clinical trial out of it.
Not clinical.
No, but informal. We don't have the money for a full-blown clinical trial yet.
Yeah, but we will assess the next lunch we will do. We will ask people to provide their consent that we will do the baseline, and then we will assess at the end the results, consciousness levels. All of it is actually pretty cool.
It's fascinating.
Yeah. I think probably we should very briefly explain that levels of.
I don't know if we have time for that.
I'll be sharing your information in the Telegram chat group. So I will keep encouraging people to join. I'm going to use you to get my chat successful. So I'm going to promise sharing your information there. And best wishes as well. And also best wishes with the upcoming Chicago event. Let us know how it goes.
Thank you, Juan.
Thank you as well. See you sometime soon, hopefully. And just there is one more, pretty much not, but I wanted to just let them know about, for those who are going to Diamond Mountain, there is this event coming up in March the 4th. If Marina, you can show the picture. The place is booked, it's full, no more places to camp nor to rent the house, the cabin. But there are some friends here who are making a very cool project, and I would like to invite really quickly Bimala and Olena to come, just because they are doing the commuting program. It's the next picture, please. If you are interested and you want to get a house, come really quick. And then they have this plan to, no, you see, and they are here. If you want to, how to say, after Diamond Mountain, you're planning to also bring people here to Sedona and give them a tour, yoga classes and stuff. So maybe you quickly invite them and follow the Telegram chat group if you want to participate. Yay.
So I'm Bimala and this is Helen, and she's here with Sasha and Damara and her husband David, and they're actually representing and inspiring the Russian-Ukrainian community, and they're amazing. She's like a coach and a yoga instructor, and so they're putting together something for the Russian-Ukrainian community so that they can actually have a place to stay at Diamond Mountain, not at Diamond Mountain, but about an hour away.
Yeah.
Safford. And they're putting together all the logistics to get back and forth. And then there's going to be a 3-day retreat setting in Sedona so that people can come to Sedona and they'll have a beautiful place and do yoga, meditation, and
explore the land.
Yes, go hiking,
Okay.
sound, all kinds of Sedona things to do, and come to Peachtree, come to
Cafe.
classes.
Excellent. Great. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. It's great. It's going to help people to get them encouraged to come to the retreat. Because, yeah, I was lucky. I got a camping, but that was it. I think I was pretty much the last person, or maybe one more. Okay. Thank you so much. For those, last thing is go to Malaysia. If you cannot come, if you cannot camp, you go to Malaysia. And that's it. Okay. Thank you so much. See you next time. Enjoy your weekend. And for local people, it's glad to be here again. Let's go to Peachtree Cafe. Thank you.